greatest movie reviews and interviews. This is your entertainment ticket. YEticket.com. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. This is Al McGee with YEticket.com. Well, I'm here to talk to Garrett Turner, and he's going to be starring in this wonderful musical called Tina, the Tina Turner musical, which will be at the Broadway Center starting on January the 17th to January the 29th, 2023. Get your tickets right now so you can see Garrett Turner. He plays Ike Turner. Tell us a little bit about your role.
Wow, Ike Turner is um, in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame of music. He was born in small town Mississippi in the 1930s and started a band with some of his friends. They got to semi acclaim in St. Louis, and then one fateful day he met Anna Mae Bullock, who would become Tina Turner. He is mercurial. He's a little crazy, abusive, and also a musical genius.
Now, for this role, how much preparation did you have to put in, and how much did you really have to learn about him, Ike Turner? And did you have to study some videos, anything, try to get some of his moves, or the choreographer just really taught you what to do?
So much preparation. Um, and some videos is an understatement. I scoured the internet for every possible video I could find, and that's from, of course, videos of their performances, the Ike and Tina Turner review, but also um, like videos, like home videos, on the road, documentaries, just interviews, and him talking. Every single part of it was so important to understand who this man really is. That's one of the responsibilities of playing someone who was a real person who lived a life
Right.
in the public eye, which is
Hmm.
it's a wonderful challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. I had an opportunity to see the Ike and Tina Turner review at the Regal. I'm from Chicago, and that was a famous place where all the black stars there performed in the 50s and 60s and 70s. And like you, also, my family is from Alabama. You're from Florence, Alabama. And my family's from Sylacauga, Alabama. My father's side of the family from Sylacauga. So I can relate to you about that. And that's something else you and I got in common too. I also have a speech and performing arts uh, master's degree, and you have yours, a speech and drama degree. Also, you got it from the Royal Central School there at the Queen Mary University in London. How did you get all the way there to go to school in London?
Very fair question. It was not something that I had in mind while growing up in Florence, Alabama. I can say that. In fact, I had no sort of role models or any examples in my life of professional actors, so I didn't even think of that as a thing that one could do. Really, I got to undergrad in Atlanta at Emory University, and around my senior year, my smart friends were applying to these scholarships. And by then I had majored in music and creative writing, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do for a career. And so I was like, okay, well, these scholarships seem to be the cool thing going, you know? So I ended up applying for them really within the applications saying that I wanted to be a professor, you know? Uh, and then ended up getting them. So the first one was for a year of study in Scotland at the University of St. Andrews, which was extraordinary. I wasn't pursuing a degree. It was like a post baccalaureate year of study.
Hmm.
So I was just taking classes, playing on the basketball team for the school, singing in an a cappella group, and traveling around Europe. And then I got what's called the Marshall Scholarship, which is a nationally competitive scholarship here in the US that sends around 40 students to the UK for grad school every year. And that was extraordinary. I did 2 one-year masters back to back, actually, one at Queen Mary University of London and one at the Royal Central School of Speech and Drama. And
Wow,
that was
that's
really
impressive.
God. Well, I mean, it was really God opening this door to be like, okay, there's literally nothing standing in your way of doing this thing except for my own fear. And
Exactly.
thankfully, I stepped over that hurdle. So.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you mentioned earlier that you and your family, no one was in the performing arts, no one's in theater. So what made you say, "Hey, I want to do this"? What made you say, "Hey, I'm going to do this"? And again, your family doesn't know anything about this business. So what motivated you?
Yeah, it's a combination of my own talent and love for it, and then the opportunity. That, I mean, that's the thing. So many people don't get the opportunity. I was on full scholarship at Emory, by the grace of God, and that allowed me this space to explore. Right, I came in undecided. Knowing that I love to sing. Right, I was co-president of show choir in high school. And I've been singing in church since I was knee high to a grasshopper. But I was like, well, I guess I'll major in music because I want to learn about it, but I don't know what I'll do with it. You know what I mean? So the opportunities kept unfolding. So it really takes a lot of different things coming together to open the doors.
Oh man, that's really great. Also, you've done some television too, like Law and Order, SVU, and Madam Secretary, and those type of shows too. Now, but are you more comfortable on stage or in front of the camera?
I can pretty easily say I'm more comfortable on stage. It's actually a goal of mine, for this year and the near future to become much more comfortable on camera. I mean, the thing is, it's the same it's the same act. You're still acting,
Right.
but it's just
It's
such a
different.
different medium and experience. I just feel like it's such easier to gauge when I'm in front of an audience because we're there. It's you, it's me. I can feel your energy. I'm in the moment with the people on stage, but it's a totally different thing to gauge when it's just these 3 or 4 cameras staring at you.
Exactly.
It's to get
Yeah.
used to that. But I love both of them though.
Oh, that's great. Like you, I love both of them. Also, I've been on stage and television, and also in the movies too. But let's talk a little bit more about the Tina Turner musical, Tina, and you playing Ike Turner. Well, let me revert. Let me go back a little bit. Now you're going to be performing at the Broward Center for the Performing Arts. It's a very beautiful theater, and the acoustics there are very, very excellent. I've been going there for over 20 years to see performances, and I've been backstage and things like that. When you go to different cities and you perform in their theaters, what impresses you more about their theaters when you go from city to city?
Yeah, for me, it's all about the people. And I think of that in terms of the people who work at the theaters in-house, be it the IATSE union members backstage or the front of house folks, and then the audiences who come through, that's what really makes the experience. Obviously, the edifice, has its own say in what you're doing, but I make it a point to really try and love on the people. And when you feel really embraced by a certain audience, for instance, like we were in DC, Chocolate City, and the audiences were blacker than they have been in most places, and it was a different kind of party. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
that's what makes you that's what it's all about to me.
Oh man, yeah, it's the people, it's the audience. And no matter how many people are there, it's the audience. And I feel you. I really understand where you're coming from. Now, when people see this play and when they see this musical about Tina, and again, I love Tina. I met her once and I've seen many of her performances live. How does the audience react with this musical when you out there as Ike Turner?
Yeah, before I answer your question, I just want to say someday I'm gonna need to interview you, okay? Because you know I met Tina, you seen the I Can Tina Turner review, you had a whole career of your own. I see you, Albert, okay? Oh,
Thank you.
yeah, yo, the audience is ecstatic. It's really the wonderful thing about this is that this is the first national tour, right? So it's the first time that people across the nation have been able to see this show. Before this, it's been in London, it's been in Broadway, and some places across Europe. But if you haven't been able to, fly into New York, all these Tina fans are just like so excited, to show up and
Yeah.
hear the hits, but also to see this powerful story. And it's really a kind of carrying on of her legacy. And that is the real honor of doing the show, notwithstanding the fact that it's written by Katori Hall, Pulitzer Prize winner, Black woman from Memphis, Tennessee, who is really the perfect person to have told this story. And she's done it so powerfully in tandem with Philida Lloyd, our director. It takes you on the full arc of her journey, right? Not just Tina and Ike and the drama of all that, but also like Anna Mae Bullock before Ike, right? And
Hmm.
Tina after Ike and what she had to go through to find her own voice and come into her own. So it's really an extraordinary ride.
Oh man, I can't wait to see it. I did not get a chance to see it in New York. Every time I went there, it was sold out, and so I went to see something else, which I love going to New York. I live in Florida now, so I don't live in New York. But man, Garrett, I can't wait to see you when you come to the Broward Center, starting on January the 17th to the 29th, and the Tina Turner musical. And just one more question about, well, let's say about you and things like that. Now, when you left Florence, Alabama, and you started going all over the world, how much of the other parts of the world amazed you?
Oh, you know what? I described moving abroad as an exponential international education daily, right? Because growing up
Hmm.
in the South, I literally like, my family wasn't one who like subscribed to the New York Times, or we wouldn't like start the day watching national or international news. It was really just like
Right.
I was just playing basketball, and going to school. And really all I took into account day by day was the Southeastern United States and
Hmm.
what was going on in my life. So to have the world like expand in front of you and to encounter all these different cultures and different ways of thinking, it has been transformative in so many ways. And the people I met, like my cohorts and my Marshall Scholarship, were some of the most brilliant, down to earth folks and all these different fields. So I was constantly learning from them. So yeah, I mean I can't say enough about how much I loved and took from like the Brits when I visited Italy and walked around Rome, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a whole different feel of how to be alive. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
Uh-huh.
it instilled in me like wanting to see a bunch of other places. I still haven't been to the continent of Africa or Asia, and there's so much to take in life. So can't wait. We'll see
Oh, you
what's
can't wait.
next.
You're going to be a success. You're going to get there. Well, Garrett, thank you very much, Garrett Turner. And just verify you're not related to any of the Turners, right? Ike Turner, right?
No relation.
Okay,
No
because
relation.
I don't want people to be confused. Wait, his name is Garrett Turner. He's playing Ike Turner. Come on, come on. Anyway, thank
Exactly.
you very much, Garrett, for taking time with me, Al McGee, here at yeticket.com. But also, I hope I get a chance to meet you when you come to the Broward Center, starting on January the 17th for Tina, the Tina Turner musical. And again, thank you very much, Garrett, and much more success to you with your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Al. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you. Have a great day and a great life.
Thank you. Likewise.